Hello, everybody, and welcome to a morning edition of the PHLY Eagles podcast, live from the Xfinity Mobile Studio here at the Combine in Indianapolis, and presented by our friends at Bet365 and Ashley. Bo Wolf, EJ Smith in the middle of the action here. EJ, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Honestly, I've really enjoyed this Combine experience. I wouldn't say I've always been a huge Combine guy, but I've gotten a lot of energy, from you guys. And we feel like we've learned a lot. So, yeah, I'm doing great.
Been a great 24 hours.
Yeah.
Exciting stuff.
It's crazy that it's been 24 hours. A lot of good information, a lot of good conversations.
Oh, we have been reporting.
Pounding the
pavement. We've got news for you. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Some of the things we heard around the corners of the bars at the Indianapolis Industrial Complex here. We're going to hear from Fran Duffy, the great Fran Duffy, our All-City NFL draft analyst, who's going to join us at the tail end of the show. And keep in mind, as all the actual draft stuff is beginning, you've got Fran's Combine preview for the defense that's out on all city sites now. The offense is going to be up tomorrow, and all of that is a little preview, a little amuse-bouche, although it's actually quite a big appetizer for the Fran Duffy Die Hard Draft Guide, which you can get if you are a Die Hard member, and today is the time to do it. 35% off if you want to become a Die Hard. Okay. EJ, let's get to the hook for the show here. We've been asking a little bit about what the free agent market might be for some of these interesting Eagles pending free agents. Let's do it through the prism of the Wawa Wednesday big deal, EJ. And we have heard some differences of opinion about what the market might be for Jaelan Phillips, the obvious top pending free agent for the Eagles. If you look at the different national rankings of free agents, Jaelan Phillips is like around number 3 on some of these. And it is a little bit of buyer beware because he has this extensive injury history. The sack numbers will not blow you away, but I think we saw firsthand that he changed the face of that Eagles front. The Eagles would like to bring him back if they can. They may be priced out of the market. What do you think? What have you heard about what his market might be like?
Yeah, so I have heard such a wide range for Jaelan Phillips' market, and that is what makes it one of the more interesting free agency situations the Eagles have had in, honestly, recent memory to me. I mean, I have heard from people 18 million, 20 million, and I'm not saying like just people, like people who I trust, people who have a good handle on the salary cap.
We're talking about people.
Capital P people here. I have
people who put the P in people.
So I've heard 18 to 20 million from some people. I've heard like mid-20s, low to mid-20s, somewhere between maybe, let's say, 21 and 24. And when I first heard that, I thought, man, that seems rich. I mean, can I say it?
You think that seems rich? 18 to 20?
I thought, no, the 20 to 24. Like, if you're telling me Jaelan Phillips got 24 last week, I would have been surprised. We've heard numbers north of that.
27.
I was going to say, 27 million. That would be, I mean, so let's take a step back and let me walk through this. Let me kind of set the parameters for this wide range we're seeing for Jaelan Phillips' market, right? So Chase Young is at 17.5 million annual. I think that is like the benchmark, but with inflation, because Chase Young, obviously the market's moving up. The salary cap has gone up.
So call it 19.
Yeah. So that's where that 18, 19 probably comes from some people with the capital P, right?
Yeah.
You look at the injury history that both of those players have, the draft pedigree, the fact that the production has been up and down. It's a fair comparison, but from there, salary cap is going up. It's not a great free agency class. Again, Jaelan Phillips is a 3rd ranked free agent in this class. Okay, George Karlaftis is around that $24 million a year mark. Maybe that's where you feel like he ends up. But then Nick Bonito is kind of the ceiling at $26.5 million. I don't think that Jaelan Phillips is he's not the same level of impact player compared to somebody like Nick Bonito. But in a weak free agency class where a lot of teams have money to spend, maybe you do talk yourself into $27 million for a player like Jaelan Phillips. So it's an incredibly wide range. I think the Eagles would like to bring him back based off what we heard from Howie, Roseman, and Nick Sirianni yesterday. I think the Eagles will have a walkaway number for Jaelan Phillips. And I'm starting to wonder if that walkaway number is going to be something that another team is willing to pay.
I think Jaelan Phillips is a big beneficiary of this specific class. Teams have a lot of money to spend, and there are not a lot of guys to spend it on.
Yeah.
I don't know, we are focused on the average annual value. I continue to say that I think for Jaelan Phillips in particular, the total guarantee is what's probably more important and what I would care more about if I was the Eagles. I don't think 27 is crazy at all. And that's not like he deserves it necessarily, but he's probably the most, he is the one impact defensive lineman who is coming off of his rookie contract and is not like much older. You have a chance to actually have around and him be elite for a few years. Teams are going to pay for that. And, it could be 25 teams have him valued at $20 million, but as long as there are 2 teams who are willing to go more than that, I don't think it's crazy at all that it gets to 27.
I don't think it's crazy
and I don't think the Eagles. I don't think the Eagles go there, but I also still think the Eagles would do 27 if it meant it was only 45 guaranteed or something like that.
Yeah, no, I think that 23, 24 annual over a 4-year deal with the first 2 years guaranteed, but the final 2 being kind of that wishy-washy, like, Eagles-y type contract. Yeah. I think that is a deal the Eagles should do. I think he makes sense as a player. That you saw my email from Rocket Money there. I got a notification at the top of the screen. Shout out Rocket Money. Yeah, I think that's a deal the Eagles probably should do because we heard from Howie Roseman talking about roster construction, the fact that they're not going to be able to keep all these players. But I think Jaelan Phillips fits into the nucleus. He's an impact player at a premium position. I think that they should prioritize trying to get a deal done with him. But what I would say is that it wouldn't shock me if he got 27, but I think it would shock most of the league if he got 27. Not to say that they'd be like, I never saw it coming, but oh man, that is too rich for our blood. I think that's going to be the sentiment.
Do you think there is any world in which the Eagles can re-sign Jaelan Phillips and trade A.J. Brown and take on that dead cap money?
It's tough. I mean, they would have to.
They seem to be mutually exclusive.
They'd have to probably like backload the Jaelan Phillips deal somehow.
Yeah.
To maneuver it. Like, we've seen examples of the Eagles having deals.
I guess that could make sense because if you were
you're taking the AJ money off the books and
for
you're
next
keeping
year,
Phillips.
right?
Yeah, we've seen them structure deals before where it's like, the cap hit on the first year is very, very small. So I think that
probably means it's then a 3-year commitment. It's hard to. I think it's hard to do that if it's only a 2-year.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay, I mean, I could see it. I think that. I mean, this is
we
why
love the combine, baby.
This is why we like the energy. I don't even know if they saw it. Yeah,
did they?
Yeah, the eagle-eyed among them would have seen somebody walking into the shot there. That was fun. Yeah. But no, I think that it should be a priority for the Eagles.
You're gonna get to see him behind us now. I believe.
There we go. That hit my ear wrong. I didn't like that.
There he goes.
Yeah, so I think the Eagles should prioritize it. I think that Jaelan Phillips could prioritize trying to get Nick Bonito money on the market.
All right. Well, there you have it. The big deal on a Wawa Wednesday presented by our friends at Wawa. All right. Let's move beyond Jaelan Phillips, although I think that was a good discussion. And I think in a little bit, we'll unpack a little bit more about Howie Roseman and Nick Sirianni. We have a video up if you haven't seen it yet, recapping that from yesterday, but we'll maybe talk about a few of those other things. But what about the rest of this Eagles free agent class? What do you think about? Let's go to Nakobe Dean next.
Yeah, no, I'm going to make it a package deal for you, and I've got a question for you, and then I'll answer it.
Okay.
You can see my notes, by the way, so I feel like
I'm not reading your notes.
Like I've got my cards on the table here.
I have scruples. I'm not cheating. I'm not looking at the answers to the test.
How many turkeys?
Did you ever cheat on a test in high school?
Oh, how dare you ask me that?
No, you're a professor.
Would never cheat.
Did you end up canceling the class yesterday?
I did cancel.
You remember? Okay, good.
Shout out to the students. I hope they enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I loved a canceled class when I was in college. The best email you can get. No, I've never cheated on a test. Never cheated on my homework. Never cheated on a test. I got too much integrity for that.
Did you ever steal something?
No, I've never stolen anything. I have like accidentally stolen something and then had to like come back and tell them.
Okay.
But no, never stolen anything.
I stole something. I sort of stole something once, and I still feel guilty about it.
What did you steal?
This was when I was probably about 7 or 8 years old, and I believe we were at a Woolworths, the department store back when I lived in New York City, and came upon a pack of baseball cards in the baseball card section. Of course, the thing that I cared most about in the world that had already been opened, and so altruistically, I brought it to the person and showed it to them, and they said, "Oh, well, you can keep it. That's fine." So that was so I then had that in. I had that. No. So I had that in my mind, and then the devil on my shoulder took over. The next time I went to Woolworths, I ripped a pack and then showed it, and again they let me have it. But that time, I obviously it was not. I'm the one who ripped it. I knew what the result. It was like I was testing to see if that was a loophole, and I to this day I still feel guilty about it.
You should. That's a little scummy. It's a little
scummy. I don't like it.
How many times have you cheated on a test? You seem like the type that would cheat on a test.
How dare you?
Not because of an integrity thing, because of a like, oh, this is just so silly, you know? Like, why would I even give this
I mean, you're not wrong about that. That
this is unworthy of my integrity.
I'm looking for a loophole. I mean, nothing comes to mind, but there would have been times in high school when I would not have been against it, or like finding out what some questions are on the test. If there's someone who had the class before you, you know, you might do a little bit of, you know, reporting.
Yeah, I mean, that's like gray area. I would say that's not really cheating.
That's just hustling.
No, I don't know about hustling. It's gray area.
Yeah.
It's against the spirit of the
I
test.
don't feel guilty about that the way that I feel guilty about the baseball.
Yeah,
cards.
You shouldn't. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever cheated on a test. Like I skipped classes in college, but you know.
Oh my God! Yeah. Did I skip classes in college?
I got a story for that. We'll save it for overtime. Yeah.
Here's my skipping classes story, and this is also dishonest. Freshman year of college, I was taking statistics. Now in high school, I had taken AP statistics.
Yeah. And
so to me, I was like, well, I don't need to know about this stuff. And the professor had it was a 9 a.m. in the morning class. Freshman year of college, 9 a.m.
Yeah, it's tough.
You know, that's
very tough.
Yeah. And he had a rule where if you missed more than 3 classes, or if you missed 3 or fewer classes, you didn't have to take the final.
Okay.
And so for the first couple of weeks, I was really trying to give it the old college try. But once I missed that 4th class,
oh, you were done.
I stopped. I mean, I pretty much stopped going. And so
I've had those before.
And so then I get to the prep for the final, and I realize, oh, I don't know any of this.
Yeah.
I was not prepared for this.
I think should we be outing
the great Mike
the saboteurs
of
the show? I get it. It brings like a good live energy to the show.
Listen. Yeah. Do you think that was a league? Maybe not. If you can't navigate.
Watch this.
Anyway, I realized that I had no idea. So then I cooked up an excuse to be like, I take the final tomorrow. I need an extension, and made something up.
Did he give you the extension?
I barely.
Couldn't be me.
Boy, was that fresh.
I mean,
Dad gave me the riot act.
That's good.
Yeah, I needed it. Yeah.
I mean, that helped you get to where you are today. All right.
What's your Nakobe Dean question?
All right. I want to know how many turkeys you're going to put on Nakobe Dean or Reed Blankenship, one of the 2 players ending up on the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, on the Dallas Cowboys.
Nakobe Dean or Reed Blankenship.
That's a good
Dallas
one.
Cowboy in free agency. How many turkeys are you putting on one of those guys being there?
John, the great DLLS producer, is helping us out today.
Shout out, John. Shout out Katia in the chat.
What's the Cowboys cap space situation?
Oh, you're putting him on the spot.
A lot of cap space?
Let it be known I'm a Patriots fan, but they are way over the cap, and if they do like 2 things, they'll be under the cap.
Okay.
So
okay.
They have a lot of guys they're gonna kick the can down the road on.
Okay. Sounds about right.
They can make it work. Any team can make it work. Don't you guys know that?
Yeah.
Isn't that what the Eagles do?
That's exactly right.
They'll pay them like
salary
7
cap
years.
is a construct.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you're asking this because of Christian Parker.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I mean, you know, we're talking. It's what are the baseline odds here? You get 1 out of 32, but so 1 out of 16 because there's 2. I'm gonna say here's that AP statistics coming into play. All those missed classes.
You skipped. Yeah.
I'm gonna go 15 turkeys.
Okay. I think I might go.
It's probably too high, but
I'm gonna go way higher than
you're gonna higher. You think Christian Parker wants a guy?
I'm gonna go 40.
And who do you think? 40?
Yeah. I'm gonna go
That's
40.
That's very high.
I made a point of being higher than you on this. A good amount higher. I think.
What are you smoking?
I think both. Based off what we heard, I'm not smoking anything. Based off what we heard from Howie Roseman and Nick Sirianni, I think. Well, Howie Roseman specifically. I think that there is an expectation setting that some of the guys that have been a big part of this defense are going to get paid elsewhere, get paid more than the Eagles can afford elsewhere. So that's where I start. I think Christian Parker sees the value in those two players. Especially Nakobe Dean, like we've talked about, like the intangible. When he speaks, the defense listens. And I think it extends even beyond the Georgia guys. I think like even like a Zach Bond, like it's like a comforting thing to have Nakobe as the leader out there. I think Christian Parker's had a front row seat to that. A real vantage point to that. I'm not obviously Christian Parker's not the one writing the contracts, but I think especially like there's already the precedent and the example that the Cowboys are trying to pluck from the Eagles defense from last year. And I think there's like like an addition by, or how there's an expression for like taking a player from a rival. I know obviously the Eagles are probably not going to re-sign Nakobe Dean, but if you're the Cowboys, you would feel pretty good about getting Nakobe Dean from the Eagles, especially to place in a defense authored by Christian Parker, where Nakobe Dean is clearly very comfortable and can help be the translator, as it were.
Yeah, I continue to think that Reed Blankenship and the Eagles is the most fascinating one to me.
Yeah.
Because if Reed Blankenship's getting, let's call it somewhere between 8 and 11, right?
How much are you? Yeah.
The Eagles would rather not pay Reed Blankenship that money. But I don't think they're ready to go into next season when they're, theoretically have Super Bowl aspirations, prepared to have second-year Drew Makuba playing next to another rookie. That doesn't seem likely. So, okay, you need a starting caliber veteran. And I don't think that they're necessarily willing to just go Drew Makuba and, Marcus Epps or somebody for $1 million. So then you're going to be paying somebody.
Right.
And so if you're paying somebody, do you want someone who's you like, and the pro scouting has done a good job. They like this guy, but he's going to be $6 million.
Right.
Do you want to take on that variability and that guesswork instead of just giving the extra $4 million to Reed Blankenship? I don't know. I know that Howie doesn't like to play in that middle pool.
I think,
but
Reed
I can
is
really,
like,
it's a really interesting one.
And I think Reed is the perfect example of like a middle class, like market player that you would want to retain because of some of the same things I just mentioned about Nakobe Dean. The intangible, like I know I've said it a lot on the show, but like there is the players in the secondary really value what Reed Blankenship is able to do in terms of directing traffic and getting them in and out of calls. I think
there's a thing to keep in mind, because for both of those guys, you hear that they are the two most important players on the field.
They're like the heartbeat
for leading the defense.
Yes.
Right. Which you understand, the middle of the defense, but Nakobe, it's not just setting the defense, it's also the Georgia guys and the weight he carries with them.
Yes.
And with Reed, it's like this was the guy who was setting everything up for the defense. And so the specter of having to replace both of those is a little bit daunting.
It is, absolutely. I mean, it's an intangible thing, but it is a difficult thing to project, especially as you are starting to invest heavily into the defense. All
right, we got to go to break, hear from some sponsors, back with more on the other side here live at the Combine in Indianapolis. I see Nate Tice over there. What could be better than that? Everybody knows about the famous steakhouses in Indianapolis, but I'll tell you what, you can do a better job at home, and you can do it with a nice cracked egg on top. That's right. We're back talking about steak and eggs, because if you've got time in the morning, you're throwing that filet in a hot cast iron, getting that hard sear, crispy edges, and cracking a couple eggs in the same pan. That deep yellow yolk runs over the steak. Basically its own sauce. High protein, simple, unreal flavor. That's why I keep my freezer stocked with Omaha steaks. The quality is different. Every steak is aged for tenderness, hand cut by master butchers, and you can taste it. And now you can get 50% off the world's best everyday protein by going to omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during their semi-annual sale. And for an extra $35 off, use promo code EAGLES at checkout. That's 50% off at omahasteaks.com and an extra $35 off with promo code EAGLES at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. Bet365 has 90 million users worldwide, and they live stream over 780,000 events each year with early payout offers across the NBA and NHL. Bet365 pioneer live in-game betting, and today they offer the widest range of games and markets available for live in-game betting across 78 sports. And there is breaking news from Bet365 that you need to know. That news is that new customers now get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5, win or lose. Sign up Use the code PHLY365, deposit $10, and place a bet for $5 to get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins or loses. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, player props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. At Bet365, must be 21 or older and physically located in Pennsylvania. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Bet365. It's never, ever ordinary, whatever the moment. Welcome back to the PHLY Eagles podcast, live from the Combine. Bo Wolf, EJ Smith, Fran Duffy will join us in just a little bit. Let's get back to some of the whispers heard around last night. We've talked about Reed Blankenship. We've talked about Nakobe Dean. We've talked about Jaelan Phillips. What about Dallas Goedert? You hear anything on the Dallas Goedert front?
Yeah, I think that Howie Roseman took a complimentary, but it did to me. You can get in trouble over parsing what Howie Roseman says on the podium at this time of year, as we've discussed, but it did sound like more of a past tense, appreciate the contributions that he's had to this team. Unbelievable player, unbelievable person. I think Dallas Goedert's going to have a market, and I don't think the Eagles are going to necessarily be aggressive in that market. So, I think that's where I'm expecting it to go. Some of us on this, on this set right now were maybe not as dismissive of the possibility that Dallas Goedert could come back last year.
You can put that in my mouth.
I would have said last year. I would have said something very similar to that, so I wouldn't close the door on it. But yeah, I don't think that the Eagles are, like I said, I don't think the Eagles are going to be aggressive in Dallas Goedert's free agency market. If he has suitors, I think he'll end up elsewhere.
I heard a little something last night that made me think I would put a few more turkeys on a return.
Oh,
just
really?
Just a touch more. I still think it
got a scoopy scoop.
I think it is still more likely that he leaves.
Yeah.
For a myriad of reasons. The most important being they made him take a pay cut last year. But I think the Eagles may have done something recently that extended their window to negotiate with him.
Yeah, but I thought that was also to make it so that they could spread the cap hit over 2 years, the post June 1.
But I think it serves two purposes.
Okay.
And so there is a window. And if you think about it from the Eagles' perspective, even though Howie has said he needs to reimagine the tight end position, all they have on the roster is EJ Jenkins.
Yeah.
Right. I think we expect they're going to draft at least one tight end. They should draft potentially two, as we did on our show on Monday.
Yeah.
And Howie, I think one mistake, he just hasn't drafted tight ends. That is probably a hole. All of that said, they got to sign somebody. You have to draft proof your roster.
Yeah.
And so they're going to sign someone, and Kyle Pitts doesn't fit the mold that they're talking about, obviously.
Yeah,
what are they going to do? Pay $18 million to Kate Otten? I don't think so. And so I don't think it's impossible that Goedert is back.
Yeah, but wouldn't you agree that if Dallas Goedert has multiple suitors in the early stages of free agency, I would expect that
I think Dallas Goedert owes it to himself to see the market.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But what I'm saying is if that market is robust, I don't think the Eagles will be at the forefront of it. I think even what you're framing here is if it lingers, if it's a month or two into free agency.
Want to let it linger.
It's a great song. If it's a few months into free agency, that's the window where Dallas Goedert could return. So it sounds like the Eagles bought themselves some time maybe with Dallas Goedert, but yeah, I don't know. I would be surprised if he's back at this point. To your point though, the thing that I keep going back to is what we've heard from Fran is that this tight end class in the draft, you can get the dirty work guys in the third, fourth, and fifth rounds, but those are like the complementary guys to someone like Dallas Goedert. You're not necessarily going to find yourself like a two-way, a combo tight end, as Fran would say, someone who's a threat in the pass game and also a plus in the run game. So, I think if they do go into free agency, which I think would make sense, you're probably looking for you're looking for that receiving threat at the top, and then you can fill out the rest of the room with draft picks who are, again, pluses in the run game.
I also think you think about, let's say Jaelan Phillips gets that big contract.
Yeah.
If he signs that deal, that is a third-round comp pick worth protecting.
Yeah, it's tough,
right?
Because then you can't go into
I don't
the
think
market.
you need to. I don't think you want to play you want to wed yourself to playing the comp pick game. But if you get that, it is hard to pass up wanting that future third. It's free money, and so you can hope that starting caliber tight end gets cut, and you can sign that guy, or you can just pay a little bit of a premium to bring back Dallas Goedert, who doesn't qualify, and then all of a sudden you're okay.
Yeah, and then you're also avoiding the dead cap hit if you extend Dallas Goedert. So there are reasons to think that he would be back, but again, if he's going to get paid really well, it's kind of the same thing with Phillips.
Like, who are you going to pay? You're going to pay like Adam Troutman. I think we've done this exercise before.
I like Chico Okonkwo.
Yeah, I'll fine. Austin Hooper. Is he going to sign a qualifying deal? I don't know.
Lindsay, you're watching this. If they sign Chico Okonkwo and he plays really well, it is February 25th.
Lindsay's only half watching. I think we know that.
Yeah, but I just looked in the camera and said her name. I think she's watching now. We will clip this.
Lindsay.
If he, 1,000 receiving yards for Chico Okonkwo in his first year with the Eagles, and I'll say, and then we'll pull the clip, and I'll say, oh, I like Chico Okonkwo, and then Bo goes, yeah, I mean, fine.
By the way,
calling my shot.
Jordan Rodriguez, friend of the show,
love Jordan,
has made the case in the past that the combine is very quarter zip friendly. It's like the
I was hoping you brought this up.
Capital of the world. This year,
Shacket, baby.
It is all Shacket. I mean, Nate's wearing one over there. You got one on. I feel like it is. You cannot overstate how much of a moment
this is
Shacket is having within NFL circles.
This is like the football guy uniform right now. It's the Shacket. I think they're just generally stylish right now. But yeah, I turned it yesterday. It's like I really like these like pocket like dress shirts.
I have one that I haven't committed to yet that I would like to put in the rotation. I don't know what. How much do you think about the shirt you wear underneath?
I don't think about it a ton. I mean, I like them to have a contrast. For a big guy like me, it's very complimentary. It kind of
looks good.
Yeah, it's kind of, I would say, like squares you off a little bit in a good way. But yeah, no, I saw it yesterday and I was like, I don't know if I should wear the Shacket. Like everybody here is wearing the Shacket. And then I was getting dressed this morning. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna lean into it. I'm going to be in the football guy uniform today.
Good for you.
You and like our viewers know, I love a Shacket. A flannel, a jacket. Yeah, I'm in. I'm always in.
I like that. All right. Second break coming up. On the other side, we'll continue this discussion. And then the beautiful, handsome Fran Duffy will join us, talk a bit about what to expect over the next couple of days. Talking to defensive linemen right now. Should be a lot of fun. Stay with us. Here at the Scouting Combine, and 5 years ago, nobody was even here, actually. There were no press conferences. It was the middle of COVID, but the Eagles were introducing their new head coach, Nick Sirianni. 2 Super Bowls later, here we are, and Sirianni's talking again. And that just tells you how much 5 years can change. That's why you want to lock in that price guarantee with Xfinity, because what if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi, and what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That is the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and Xfinity's best equipment included. So take it from me. A lot can change in 5 years. Championships are won, records are broken, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi stays reliable, and the price should stay put. So lock in your price and unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Let me tell you something I love about the BetParx online casino. It's the BetParx app, because all the games we love to play in person at Parx Casino, like pop culture slots, roulette, cards, dice, games, and more, can also be played on the BetParx app. Parx Online Casino has the games you love, whether you're at home or on the go. We're talking about games like streaming shows, Walking Dead, Squid Game, Breaking Bad, and Peaky Blinders. They've got slots based on that. They've got blackjack, roulette, craps, poker, baccarat, and hot online slots like Cash Eruption, 88 Fortunes, and Cleopatra online slots. So download the BetParx app and create an account today to receive an offer you can't pass up. New users are eligible to receive up to $1,000 back if you are down in the first 24 hours after signing up. BetParx Online Casino is available to Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Maryland, and Michigan residents. Terms and conditions apply. Parx Casino, this is how you win. 21 and older. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the PHLY Eagles podcast. Bo Wolf and EJ Smith live from the Combine. If you missed it earlier, you got to watch the YouTube to check out Mike Tannenbaum being Mr. Magoo. Very good stuff. I would say the highlight of the show so far. Hopefully we can clip that bad boy and get it up on social. That thing will go viral.
I love the idea that he will become like part of the show's lore. Like, I'm new here, so to be a part of like something that will probably be talked about for years now. It makes me feel pretty excited. Yeah,
we should like I don't know if we can make this happen like with motion graphics. Like we should cut him out and then just have him sort of moving behind us in the show in perpetuity. Like every now and then, like once every couple of weeks, he just pops up.
That is a good idea for June. Like once we're in those June shows and we're having a lot of fun. Yeah.
What am I doing? What's going on here? I'm glad I didn't knock anything over.
I mean, he was mindful of the space. He just didn't realize, he didn't realize what he was doing. All right. I got something I want to
knock things down like you did with the Jets franchise. Or the Dolphins.
This is a good segue. Do you mind if I derail the show for a minute or two here?
Have you met me?
Like, excuse me? I just want to say that the Combine is especially like it's obviously like a summit for the entire league, but it is especially a summit for the Athletic because they have, their actual summit here. And it is fun to see, like, we all love you, Bo, obviously. But like the thing that's been fun to see is that you are like, here's what I said to somebody earlier today. You are like your favorite reporter's favorite reporter. Like Bo is just like a hot commodity here. He walks down Radio Row and everybody wants to stop Bo and talk to him about a story he wrote, talk to him about the show, how funny he is. I'm kind of getting sick of it a little bit. It's like, I'm here too, guys, like especially these are all reporters that like I really admire. And you got some big fans out there.
I appreciate that. I will give you an honest answer here. It is a nice contrast to the Super Bowl when you were made to feel really small.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a little. It's nice to feel respected.
We should clip this and send it to Bo Jackson. Is what you're saying?
That's right.
And then the pod.
Well, it's really his handler. It's not just Bo.
But, okay, fair.
I appreciate that. Here's one that will shock you that I have not told you yet.
Oh.
Which pending free agent do you think I heard might actually have something of a market?
Oh, no. A.J. Dillon?
No.
Mike Close? Am I on the right side of the ball?
Right side of the ball.
Jahan Dotson?
No.
Brett Toth?
Yes.
Wait, actually?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, okay.
Listen, you know what? When I heard that, I was like, you know what? Brett Toth played really well when he had to start this year.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't think that's crazy. I mean, and now when I say market, I'm thinking
he will get signed.
Guaranteed minimum.
Yeah, he will get signed by a team.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense because once you hit a certain like tenure as an offensive lineman in the NFL, there's some perceived value there.
Well, he's got real tape out there now.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't shock me. Good for
fun.
Brett Toth.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like a Brett Toth.
Me too.
Yeah. That is a little surprising.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's fun. Yeah.
One thing I want to talk about is there's so much variability about this Eagles season, right?
Yeah.
And there was risk of things blowing up because you're putting in these parts that may not work in conjunction with each other. But there is, it feels silly to say there was real upside when this team won the Super Bowl a year ago. But
yeah,
you come through the physical toll that played on the team this year. Okay, those guys get healthier.
Yeah,
like that in it of itself is reason for real helium. And then I think there is also something kind of energizing about having a new offensive scheme. And I think from the coaching staff, but also from the players, it activates something in your brain.
Yeah.
Okay, this is something new to learn. Is this something to focus on that's not just like, how do we do what we keep doing? I think we can hold some space, as you might say, for this offense could really be a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I think that there is an energy that gets injected, and it's natural, right? The thing that we saw with the Eagles offense last year is that they got to a point where it really was like lacking in energy, lacking in belief in what they were doing, and there was a monotony that kind of set in. And I think the additions on the coaching staff, the fact that we've seen a lot of iterations of a Shanahan-McVay system, but really not too many that have had like elite offensive lines.
Mm-hmm.
And, the talent that the Eagles currently have on offense. I know we are expecting a lot of turnover and a lot of change and a lot of uncertainty with that group, But if you strip it down, there's a lot of talent, and it's built a little bit differently than the template for a McVay Shanahan offense in a way that I do think is exciting, because you might be able to build it more around the run game than we've seen. I mean, those teams have been built around the run game, but we're more around like a dominant offensive line. So, the sense I get is that they're still in the early stages of like the Sean Mannion install. I don't think, I think the reason some of these Nick Sirianni answers have been vague is probably reflective of the fact that he was hired late in the process.
Yeah,
the assistants are here for draft prep. And they are still kind of ironing out what it's going to look like exactly. But no, I do think that there is an invigoration, let's say.
Yeah.
It's just the new faces, imagining a new scheme. I think that will be good for the coaching staff and the players.
Something else I was thinking about is the Jalen of it all, right?
Yeah.
And the message that he purposefully put out there at the end of the season, that he would like a home schematically, right?
Yeah.
And we obviously took that as like, it would be great to have some kind of tenured offensive play caller who is not going to leave for a job. But I think the other way to potentially do it, and what they could have solved for here is, if the Eagles are awesome on offense this year, Sean Mannion might go get a head coaching job.
Yeah.
But even though you are picking off, I don't know, guy 17 from the Shanahan-McVay tree, if this is the offense you're moving towards, and this is what most of the league does,
right,
it will then theoretically be easier to replace this guy but keep the same scheme.
Yeah. No, I think
it could be an investment in this is Jalen Hurts' home.
Yeah, that's a good point. And it's also, we talked about the succession planning they already have on staff, with Josh Grizzard. He's the one who comes front of mind for me in terms of like, if Sean Mannion is on Davis Webb isn't the right example anymore because he didn't get a head coaching job. But, if Sean Mannion is a one and done in terms of getting a head coaching opportunity next offseason, you also have the succession planning. But no, that's a good point. When you have a scheme that most of the league
doesn't
runs,
have to be internal. Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. When you have a scheme that most of the league runs, it's easier to find.
There's going to be someone available who can run this scheme.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
I think it's going to be very interesting to see which parts, because Nick has talked so much about, we do some things well. Like we're not going to, why would we stop doing some of the things we do well? It's going to be interesting to see which parts they actually retain, which parts they hold on to. I think it's also going to be instructive. If you're telling me that, we run Hank really well, that's not confidence inspiring, but some of the RPO stuff I think makes sense. I think that it's going to be similar to the other systems because it is a system that is in vogue in the league. But I think that because of the Eagles personnel, it has to look different. And it's kind of fun.
Do you think that we will see this become a more pass-heavy offense?
I don't.
Okay.
Especially, you think about Nick Sirianni's answers on Sean Mannion. It's actually been
very
surprising that he's very bullish on like the way the run game is going to look. So I don't think that I think that the Eagles will almost always be a team that is built around a dominant offensive line, and especially as long as Nick is the coach, I think that will lean on a run game to set up the pass game. But yeah, I think that's what I would guess. I think that they, I remember we talked about neutral pass percentage or neutral pass rate at the beginning of the season. I don't think the Eagles are going to be top 5 in it next season. I'll come out early and say that.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, but I do have something I wanted to say. Is Fran getting close here?
I will tell you when he is.
Okay. I think being here, hearing from Howie and Nick, and again, just talking to people, I think there is a real like buzz around what Devonta is going to look like in this system.
Oh.
I think, Howie talked, or it was Nick that mentioned that his best football is ahead of him yesterday. And I think there is that sentiment that if Devonta can kind of step into a little bit of a higher volume role in this offense, be featured with some of the pre-snap motion and some of the creativity that you're used to seeing with the McVay Shanahan system. I mean, if A.J. Brown is on the team, he's not going to get 150, 140 targets, but I think you could see an uptick for him next season. And I think there's a belief internally that there is another step for Devonta to take, not in terms of his actual play, but his opportunity to show what type of receiver he is in the grand scheme of the league.
I'm curious to see if Sean Mannion has, this is not an answer we will get until the middle of the season, plans on it being kind of static, like Devonta's here, AJ's here, and we
Yeah.
roll, or if it's, I want to move Devonta around a lot, or AJ, who doesn't really get moved around ever. Just it's an interesting puzzle for them to solve.
Yeah, it's also fun because a lot of the McVay Shanahan systems.
Fran is coming.
Okay, they don't necessarily have like a if you're using like a starting pitching rotation as an analogy.
Yeah,
they don't necessarily always have two aces.
Yeah,
and the Eagles really do.
Yeah,
and I think it'll be very fun to to your point. It'll be fun to see how they use those guys because we don't necessarily have like a template for it.
All right, Fran Duffy is sitting down.
Man.
Let's go to our last break here. We'll come back and we'll talk to the man of the week, the great Francis Duffy. Find exceptional value on the season's top styles at Ashley's President's Day sale. Discover hot buys starting at just $349 or take advantage of no-interest financing for 60 months. With styles like this 5-piece sectional for only $47 a month, these President's Day savings won't last long, so don't miss out. Save up to 20% off or enjoy 60 months no-interest financing with no minimum purchase, happening now only at Ashley. AirDNA is the leader on short-term rentals, and they just released a free calculator to see how much you can make renting your home out for the World Cup. Occupancy is up 200% already for the group stage matches, and we are still months out. Available rates people are charging is 2 to 3 times more than what they were charging last year. So this is an opportunity for you to cash in and make a little money. Now, Dallas has the most matches of any city, including a semifinals match, but Philly's got a bunch as well, and that means that the money you make can help your audience reach their financial goals. You can remodel the bathroom, build a new patio, go on a dream vacation, whatever you want. So listen to the sound of my voice. Think about that brand new patio, season tickets, the epic vacation. Hell, go to the World Cup and stay with a friend while you rent out your house. I don't care what you do with the money, but you gotta go see how much you can make at airdna.com/PHLY. Find exceptional value on the season's top styles with Ashley's President's Day sale. Discover hot buys starting at just $349 or take advantage of no interest financing for 60 months with styles like this beautiful 5-piece sectional for only $47 a month. What can be better than that? This President's Day savings won't last long, so don't miss out. Save up to 20% off or enjoy 60 months no interest financing with no minimum purchase, happening now at Ashley. Hey, we're back on the PHLY Eagles podcast. Bo Wolf, EJ Smith, and Fran Duffy. Fran, I know you got a lot going on.
Yeah.
You know what? First, give us a taste of what you've got going on. What's the schedule like for you right now?
You've
been very generous to give us 20 minutes.
Well, I mean, let's not. I'm not. I don't need a parade thrown for me or anything. No, it was early morning. Since I got in late yesterday, I had to get the credential this morning, so I get up 7 a.m. To get over there at 7.
Yeah.
So got over there at 7. First interviews were here at 8. So yeah, it was. I've been talking to players since 8 o'clock. Jumped on with Cuz for a little bit.
Okay.
Interviews are just about done for the day.
Okay.
Actually, no, I take that back. We've got edge rushers at 11. Sorry, I'm in a million places. We've got edge rushers at 11, so I'll talk to those guys until noon, and then yeah.
And then tomorrow is when it starts to being double duty, where you've got interviews in the morning and then workouts at night.
Yeah. So tomorrow we hear from the tight ends and from the defensive backs in the morning. But then all these guys, all the front 7 players, the drills kick off for those guys. So over at Lucas Oil. And
if you want to check out what Fran expects to happen from the defensive testers, you can see that right now on allphly.com. Reminder that there's a great deal going on to become a diehard. And then your piece on the offense will be going up tomorrow.
Yes. Thank you for that.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
A lot of love on the set today. I love
you too, EJ.
I mean, I was fine with it being you two. It's fine.
Well, last night at dinner, you and I got to split our meal with Fran in the middle.
I would like to get this on the record.
Okay.
We had an amazing meal.
It was a very good meal.
Really good meal.
Yeah.
I have one minor gripe, minor complaint. I don't know how I was typecast as the guy who liked the more cooked steak.
Yeah.
Like,
it's because you were doing the talking.
Yeah, Bo and we split a steak, and
it's a little Chateaubriand.
Oh, so good too.
But cut at the table.
But Fran's salmon looks so good. Oh man.
Yeah. I mean, the salmon was unbelievable.
Yeah, let's get to the salmon now. I want you to put it on the record.
Well, no, we started on your guys' steak.
Let me finish. So the waiter tells us they usually recommend it medium rare or medium. And Bo asks me, what do I want? And you guys know I'm a big steak guy. So I was like, I want medium rare.
Yeah.
But I wanted to like leave space if Bo didn't want medium rare, that we could also get medium. That is the most cooked I would have been okay with. And I think the waiter heard me say that and thought I was the one that was leaning medium.
Guy.
So he's like, I'll give you.
I knew you were offended by that.
Yeah, he's like,
but
I
offered to switch with you, and you had no time.
It wasn't. I enjoyed the steak. It wasn't the fact that I got the more cooked pieces. It was like that he thought I wanted the more cooked part. Yeah. I was like, I think I look like a guy who likes a good steak.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, it sort of hurt my heart a little bit, but it was great steak. Yeah.
Two travel things here to get off my chest. One is we have a story, a very funny story that I'm going to wait to tell until you get back, because I don't want to out the name of the hotel that you're staying at while you're still here. The other thing is, do you think it is okay for me to be a little bit annoyed at this? Okay, this is a hotel thing. And usually I feel pretty strongly one way or the other. This one, I can't tell if this is on me. I know it's a little bit on me, but I also am annoyed. The towels for the shower, not put on the rack already. They're folded underneath the sink.
Yeah.
And I didn't check beforehand. I could have been the one to put it there, but I land, I'm trying to meet somebody, so I get in the shower and I have not thought to check, and now I gotta make a wet mess going to get the towel.
Nice
underneath.
Visual.
Can I be annoyed at that?
No, that's on you.
Yeah,
that's on me.
I feel like it's
fully
nice,
on me.
It's nice when they put the towels nice. And
Generally speaking, the towel's going to be hung up there.
I don't know about that.
Almost always, right? An empty shower rack?
You can't, it's like 60-40.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta
have my head on swivel. I can't be pulling a Mike Tannenbaum just walking in the middle of the shot. That's fair, but I don't know. I feel like there are expectations that weigh into the chat. This is going to be very divisive. Let us know in the comments. Are you allowed to be upset if the towels are not hung up when you go into the shower?
I knew when you said, I want to know if I'm allowed to be a little annoyed about this, it was going to be something ridiculous. I don't think you can be annoyed about this. Lindsay, by the way, says you're 100% wrong.
Yeah, but
shout out, Lindsay.
We can't trust Lindsay in a hotel bathroom. I'm happy to be on the opposite side of her.
That's not an appropriate
look. Lindsay's awesome. I think I agree with you on that sentiment after the Super Bowl.
Wow.
I mean, look,
Lindsay's probably trying to drink the shower water. You never know what's going on in there. Super chat from Chase Daniel Plainview.
Lindsay says stream ending.
I took EJ's work advice to be one of the guys. I told everyone my favorite movie growing up was Space Jam. Now they call me Little Jordan. What do I do?
Is that Jalen Hurts' burner?
Little Jordan Humphrey.
Yeah.
Little Jordan Humphrey. I like a little Jordan Humphrey.
All right, so we have a lot of time to talk to you about the draft stuff.
Yeah.
Also, your expectations are there written for people to read. I think we'll have you on the show Thursday and Friday to talk about what you actually see, what your expectations are, and then next week we'll unpack some of this too. But I want some of your Eagles takes here.
Okay.
So you have seen what Howie and Nick said both last Friday and yesterday.
Great job with all of that, by the way.
Well, thank you very much. What was most interesting to you? Not necessarily the most important thing that was said, but like sort of piqued your interest the most.
I enjoyed hearing what Howie said about the tight end position and his evolution there. I think that really stood out to me. Obviously, all the AJ stuff is what has caught a lot of the headlines, but I'm a big process. I'm a big fan of process and like team building and evaluation and projections. And I think seeing general managers kind of have that publicly, because they all have it privately, but being able to share that, I thought was really interesting from Howie. So the evolution from pass receiver first into guys that can also block.
I said on the show earlier that it seems like this is a good year if they wanted to fill out the room. Like maybe you do get a pass catcher at the top, but it seems like a good year for them to be able to fill out the second and third spot in the draft on day 2 or day 3.
Yeah, I mean, I think the way I phrased it to Cuz earlier today was there are a lot of Brent Sellecks in this class. And I mean Brent Selleck, the college prospect who was a 5th-round pick coming out of Cincinnati, where it's like, yeah, he can catch the ball a little bit. He can block a little bit. Like, can he turn into a full-time player? You feel good that he could be a combo, like, solid backup, and we'll see what he turns into down the road. That's what a lot of these guys in this class are, where there's like, there are Bs across the board. Can they develop into a full-time guy?
Why are you looking at me for Bs?
I thought you might have something there. Bs across the board. Okay.
What?
Don't
Sorry.
reach.
Like
Don't reach.
cup size? What do you?
I just looked at him. I didn't say anything. No. Come on.
I don't know what you're. I don't know what you're talking about. Butts?
We got-
What?
No, let's move on.
You brought that on yourself.
I
Buzz,
just
buzz?
looked at him.
What?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, by the way, I thought of you about 25 minutes ago.
Oh,
so
no.
I'm talking to a bunch of defensive tackles in the 10 o'clock hour, and so I was talking to the Michigan defensive tackle, and I'm always asking about teammates and things like that, and I asked him who was the toughest guy that he saw in practice every day. So he goes through, and some guys will give me a good direct response, one player, and then some just like, oh, well, it's impossible to name one. And he's go through, but so
The Nick Sirianni.
yeah. So it's impossible to name one, and he lists a bunch of guys. But the one anecdote I got from this guy from Raywan Benny, who was the defensive tackle from Michigan, he goes on and he starts naming all these guys, and he's like, but I would watch Max Bredesen highlights before games to get myself amped up. Max Bredesen is like the fullback tight end for Michigan. So a defensive tackle is watching like fullback tight end. I was like, oh, EJ's
Send
going
him
to
some
love
Cam Latu clips. That's going to get him really
No, I
fired
mean,
up.
to me, like Max Bredesen is a great Cam Latu replacement. He's a good, it's a good guy to kind of bring in.
He's in this draft
Take
class?
that role. Yeah, he is.
Okay.
So Chico Conquo and now Cam Latu. When they're on the All-Pro team, we're gonna clip it. I mean, listen. If I'm gonna plant my flag, I gotta really plant it.
I guess. Also, you're planting your flag on Cam Latu being on the roster again?
Sure. But here's the thing: if it doesn't happen,
No, so
I
you
lose
you have pushed all your chips in. So now when it doesn't happen, your social mentions, the
the
chat,
Cam Latu stuff.
Bo and I-
every time that guy makes a mistake, my mentions light up.
yeah,
so,
if he doesn't make the team, you're down the creek.
Fran, you ever steal something when you were growing up?
Steal something?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Now we're talking.
Have you ever? Did
I
you ever
told
cheat on a
the
test?
story of one thing that I stole. Yes.
Okay.
You ever cheat on a test?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's a little edgy. I like it.
I think that cheating on the test is a little bit more. That's problem solving.
So my move, I did this at least once, and I think I did it twice. Was the water bottle.
The underneath, like the
So you take the
tape.
paper,
Yeah.
put a couple of answers on the inside of the paper, and then put
Yeah.
it back and put some Scotch tape over
Yeah.
it, and then you got the clear water bottle, and you have the answers written inside the label.
Yeah. I've heard that move.
It was a good move.
Never ever considered that. I can't believe this.
It's such a known move that it's hard to believe that kids actually still get away with it.
I mean, I don't
You
know
know
if
what
they
I
still do. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow.
And the game is out.
Learned a lot today. Lindsay said you were stealing hearts.
Oh. We're just getting all kinds of side texts from Lindsay.
Yeah,
Or is she in the chat?
she's having fun watching the show, which
Oh.
is encouraging.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Good to hear. What do you think about the Jaelan Phillips market? We talked about it at the beginning. The idea that he might go for
Yeah, I mean,
27.
27 feels rich.
Yeah.
It feels rich. But if you had told me that, like, because I love, there was no bigger Milton Williams fan than me. Like, if you told me
Yeah.
he was going to get that deal last year, I would have said that's probably a little high. So I would say it's like shocking, but not surprising. Right? Like, you see that number, like the sticker shock is definitely evident. But at the end of the day, he's young, with pedigree and high character.
Yeah.
And he's got the injury history, but if he didn't have the injury history, he's probably still in Miami. Like, he's probably still there. So no, he's going to be north of 20.
North of 20 is different than 27 though. If you were the Eagles, what is your walkaway number if you were the Eagles?
I think that it's going to, because of all the players that we're talking about, my guess is that 27 is too rich. Is 25 too rich? Is 24 too rich? Like, I don't know, but I would imagine that if you get up to the upper crust of that number, it's probably too far.
Yeah.
Lindsay chimes in to say that she can confirm via Mr. Lindsay that the teachers are in fact aware of all the tricks when it comes to cheating.
Yeah. If my students out there,
they think they are.
I'm up on this.
So you never cheated on a test?
No, I didn't. I would have never cheated on a test. I didn't cheat on my homework. I only stole something once and then I returned it because I
You
stole.
didn't tell that story.
No, I said I accidentally stole something from Wawa once and I went and put it back. Or no, I went and bought it.
Well, you didn't. So you didn't
then you
accidentally
didn't steal it
steal
then.
Yeah,
you
you didn't.
just accidentally.
It was the type of thing where like I didn't check it out and I was like, oh, I didn't buy this, and I went back and bought it.
Yeah, that's not stealing.
I'm not trying to I promise you, I would tell you if I did. Like
I believe you.
I'm sure that I'm sure that there's been something that I accidentally have like not rung up or something, but nothing comes
It's
to
not
mind.
stealing, though. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've never intentionally stolen anything.
Good for you.
You
What a
know,
guy.
maybe it's like I have like my dad was a football coach, enforcer. Maybe I was just like living in fear.
Maybe.
My dad was also a vice principal. Yeah, I couldn't be getting in trouble.
Who is the most interesting pending Eagles free agent to you, Fran, in terms of what the Eagles end up doing? Because I gave my answer earlier.
I gave mine too in a roundabout way.
Sorry, I'm thinking through them.
And it's easier if I ask you direct questions as opposed to who is the most. You're pulling it out of the ether.
Yeah, I would say I am most interested on Reed Blankenship.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I would say it's Reed Blankenship, just because of what he means for the defense. You're already losing Christian Parker. Do you want to lose a guy that's kind of the coach on the field as well? Knowing what the market, I don't expect it to be a giant market, but pretty big. So what does that look like? I think that's really interesting.
I said Jaelan Phillips was the most interesting because it seems like there is such a wide range for his market. Let me ask Fran the turkeys question I asked you. How many turkeys would you put on one of Reed Blankenship or Nakobe Dean playing for the Dallas Cowboys next year?
60.
60. Bo said I was high on 40.
60
Now
on one of those two, because
on
you're not keeping
one of those
both.
two going to the Cowboys specifically.
Yeah, because that's a huge position of need for Dallas.
Man, now I
in
feel like
both spots.
I wanted to be
really big dick to this.
I wanted to be the high
defense.
man.
Yeah.
I wanted to be the one that was saying that I think this could happen.
60?
Yeah,
I think Nakobe alone is probably 40.
Well, no, you can't redo it now.
Yeah,
You
no, I
said
mean,
40
I
for
said
both.
40, but I said
I
40
said
because you
15.
said like 15.
Yeah,
You
because
so
there's a
low.
whole league out there.
There's a whole league out there, but typically
60?
we always see this with free agency where coaches go and then they if they're running a room for the first time, they get people that they're familiar with to be that translator, be that coach on the field.
Yeah.
I'm a friend.
You're not
Still
not
crazy.
more than me.
I wish I was.
The funniest moment from Howie Roseman's press conference yesterday, which this just reminded me of, was the anger, the annoyed look on his face when Bengals general manager Duke Tobin made some kind of joke at his press conference that elicited uproarious laughter from the crowd. And Howie was, you could just tell, so mad that there was this noise. And I don't know if he was more angry that Duke Tobin had landed a good joke or just the fact that there were only two GMs speaking and the other one was the podium right next to him.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense.
It didn't make sense.
That
That was a bad job by the NFL.
That was
Roger Goodell's league,
I'll be the Howie defender here. That is a rational, reasonable thing to be annoyed about. Like we have 8 podiums and the two guys talking right next to each other. Yeah.
That's a PR staff thing. Yeah. I have when they
You're
first
stepping on my thing here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
When they first started this,
Was it me or Fran?
this
You.
setup, yeah, it's
Sorry.
definitely you. When they first started the setup, I was
Well, it's new. It's downsized. Or is this what it was last year too? Because I wasn't here last year.
no, in terms of volume, it's the same.
No, but it used to be this whole both
Oh,
rooms
the
combined.
structure
was,
is different,
yeah. And then
I
over
actually
there,
I think the
was-
radio row setup is really nice. I like this
It is.
better than what it was.
As long as Mike Tannenbaum's not walking through your shot.
like a
The podiums, there's 8 podiums, and then there's they call them the tables. Off to the side, there's four mics with tables. I just think it could be a little bit. It's a madhouse in there.
It's a madhouse in there, and it could be a little bit in Beauverta. I think I hit that. Tough.
Find out.
Tough when we don't have the clock here, but I think we got it. Go ahead.
Yeah. So when they first started this new what's the word I'm looking for in terms of the new setup.
Yeah.
I was involved with the Eagles of basically coordinating with all their NFL teams on acquiring all of these all of the player sound and coach sound and working as a team. I've given my thoughts on it. Well, I'm not too big of a flex because they didn't take my ideas. I think they should have.
They should have. I mean, Fran is an elite processes guy. Do you need to get to overtime?
No, we're already there.
All right.
Yeah.
Fran is an elite think this through logically
logistics guy.
Yeah.
I try to be logical.
Very logical. Yeah.
Yeah.
Elite's probably a strong word.
No, I don't think it's strong. I think it's accurate. I like gassing up Fran. I gassed you up earlier today too. I'm in a good mood.
Okay. What's the funniest? Do you have any funny, like, just seeing a person out and about stories?
From this trip already?
Yeah.
Nothing tops us running into AJ at the Super Bowl yet.
Yeah.
that was.
I
good.
mean, Mike Tannenbaum so far for me, but
So what happened?
just walked right to the
Going
shot.
right to the shot? All right.
Tony Grossi half walked through the shot and then walked behind us.
that
Oh,
one
nice.
was funny
Yeah.
too.
The double.
Yeah, I
Okay.
enjoyed that.
Yeah.
What's with the bell they have over there? Have they rung that lately?
Oh, this is not a site, but it is just a quote that I wrote down as we were
Oh, yeah.
No, no.
walking over
I
here.
know what this is. It's funny.
And, let's just say that there's a radio guy who covers the league, a pretty mayonnaise guy. I think it's fair to say.
Mayonnaise?
Pretty mayonnaise guy. And he's here. You can hear he's got the back and forth with the producer back wherever he's from.
Okay.
And he goes, and you just hear him go, "Is this Illmatic?
This is what?
Illmatic?
Oh,
What an album!" And that's gonna be stuck in my head. What an album!
what a loaf.
Look at
What a
look at the loaf on that guy.
Is this? Excuse me. Is this Illmatic? Whoa! What an album! I mean,
So much
somewhere a
happened
shiver
yesterday.
went down Nas's spine. Like, God damn it! That wasn't meant for you.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's good.
All right, you are here another day.
I am
what are you
here
gonna be doing?
another
What are
day.
you going to be looking into?
I'm going to be pounding the pavement
Hmm.
and seeing that's what the combine is for me.
Yes.
Yeah, just trying to figure out, get insight on the team. So hopefully I can come back with some more insight.
If you were to literally pound the pavement, would you go like bottom or would you go knuckles
you gotta
first?
You got to go bottom.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, maybe
Good
you've
moron.
got tough knuckles from your hardened youth. Cheating on tests, stealing stuff.
yeah,
Getting into fights.
really got there, really brassed those knuckles up.
I'm definitely going bottom here.
Power bottom, as we know.
It's very funny because I'm looking over and I see Mr. Illmatic over there. He's wearing his khaki pants.
Oh my God, I got to see what we're talking about.
Khaki pants, quarter zip. I mean, you could not. Well, what an album!
I probably hear you.
That's fine. I don't mind. I don't mind starting that. It's fine. If you next meetup, you can ask me who we're talking about. I'll give that one away. I'll give that one away off the record. Okay. Anything else? Howie, Nick, anything from yesterday worth that we didn't talk
I
about?
think we hit on most
I think
of
so
it.
too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, we're trying to make the most of our time together here. That's all.
Yeah, I'm still sad we didn't get the 10 hours in the car
Me
together.
too.
Yeah.
It would have definitely been north of 10.
I think we could
For what
have
it's worth.
recorded.
Can we do a road game
episode podcast
Next season?
I mean,
No.
Get it
probably
sponsored.
not. Yeah, we're going to sponsor.
Get it sponsored.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay.
Now we'll just do this trip next year.
I think we should just do this trip next year. I
Yeah.
think we should plan that.
That's fine.
I'm in.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. No bad weather. It's 10-hour drive. Save a little bit of money for the company.
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
Win, win, win.
Yeah.
Win.
Love it.
Fly back though.
Right.
All right. Thanks everybody for listening to the PHLY Eagles show. I believe you can check out the rest of Anthony's show right now. So flip on over there. We're back tomorrow, 2:00. I'll be in studio with Jamie, but we're also going to get some insight from EJ and Fran here in Indianapolis. Also, the Brandon Graham show returns tomorrow at 11:00. So don't miss that. Let us know in the comments what do you think about the towel situation, and also how much money you think Jaelan Phillips is going to get. For EJ
In that order.
and Fran and Lindsay and our man John on the set, we thank you for listening. We will talk to you tomorrow. And as always, we love you.
We all silly like the mayor.